Hi. Of course, I would run late to virtual yoga, my own virtual yoga class. Classic. Good morning. Let me get Instagram up. Okay. Oops. Good morning. Sorry, I'm running late on day 2. Hey, Cassie. Court, you made it. Yes, Nick. Marco. Day 2, morning yoga. Yes, Zima. Ugh. Yes, BTP fam. I love that. Good morning, y'all. Yes, Aussie. Similar to how we started yesterday, maybe we can just type a few words in the chat to share how we're feeling in this moment, how we're feeling waking up this morning. It's Monday. Whether yes, Suli. If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. Maybe just take a few breaths on your own and just check in with how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. And if you feel called to share that in the chat, it was really nice to read through what people shared yesterday. And, since we're not sharing space with each other, we're not talking about how we feel with each other. So let's do it. So yeah, take a few moments, Hannah Yampu, and just checking in with where are we at physically in this moment, where are we at mentally, where are we at emotionally and spiritually. If you want to write something in the chat to share with others, I encourage you to do so. Personally, I'm feeling rested and feeling tired. I felt like it's been kind of an emotional roller coaster for me, having family that lives in a different place, and I just feel like it's been a lot to process for me, and sometimes I take like a little bit extra time to process things, and so I feel like my I've been playing catch up a little bit, and it's been a little bit overwhelming at times, but we had a really awesome day, just like laying outside pretty much all day. So that was really nice, and I'm feeling excited about the energy and humanity to reorganize what we look like, and I'm feeling inspired by the human spirit and inspired by this powerful and painful reminder that this is what the governments and institutions and corporations, this is how we should be taking care of people. And I think that, we're not going to be able to go back to how things were after that. So I feel really, inspired and hopeful as well for the thinking that is being invited by this. But if anyone's just joined us, we're just taking a moment to share where we're at, how are we feeling in this moment. You can just think about it on your own. How is your body feeling? I know my shoulders are tense and my outer hips are tense. If you feel called to write something in the chat, it would be great to hear how you're feeling. since we can't talk about it in person. And no worries if you want to just think on your own. I think we'll get started. So, a few things about what we learned yesterday. Virtual yoga is weird because I can't see you, and that means I can't respond to your body, and I can't look out for safety in the same way that I normally do, and I can't look at your body and offer you modifications like I normally do. So we'll just do our best, and if something's like really puzzling for you or something just really doesn't feel right, I would just avoid it and play it safe and like maybe write it down. And then you can just send me a note and be like, hey, this gave me a lot of trouble. And then I'll respond with a little mini video or a photo with modification for you. Because I do want to I like giving lots of modifications and lots of customization for everybody in the class, but I just can't see you all. So don't be afraid to pause if something feels off and start writing a little note and say, just, oh, remember to ask Garza about this, because I would totally not mind answering questions and making little videos for people who want a modification. The other thing about this is, I mean, I really believe that breathing together and practicing strength together are part of the movement and moving together are part of the movement to shift the energetic center of humanity away from white supremacy and towards something that's liberating for all people. And so I think there's something really powerful about us getting online together and moving. Yesterday we had 350 people like online together, which is really cool. And I think like almost 500 people throughout the day in total practicing yoga with us. And again, even if you're eating cinnamon toast crunch on the couch or wearing a snuggie or drinking a glass of wine with us and just watching, I still think you're practicing yoga. And you're practicing boundaries, which is great. But this is also a fundraiser for families in need and general relief efforts. We've already put about $3,500 in the last 48 hours into pockets of families, especially queer, trans, PoC families who are struggling to get groceries, who didn't get their last paycheck on Friday, or have already lost their job or lost hours. So before you log off, if you're able to send a Venmo or a Cashapp my way, that would be much appreciated. We're asking for donations, I guess, in the range of $0 to $200. But yeah, every little bit helps. And also, this is an offering, and you should, if you don't have capacity or you want to save money right now, I totally support and get that, and encourage you to save as well. Okay, we're ready. Finding a comfortable seat. Doesn't matter how your legs are. You can flop your legs out like this. If sitting crisscross doesn't feel good, you can stuff pillows underneath to relax your hips. Let's wiggle our seat. Feeling tall in the spine, feeling length coming from the back of the head. I really like to put my hands back here and just slide them up my spine so I can feel this length in the neck, feeling the length in the top back of the head. This is where our spine really is. So feeling tall in the spine, letting the shoulders feel heavy, letting the elbows feel heavy. Checking in with our breath, noticing what we notice when we focus on the breath. Slowing the breath down, using the belly, using the core to expand, really pushing the belly button out, pulling the diaphragm down, and exhaling to really push the belly button in, emptying the lungs slowly with control. Some of us might want to count out our breaths and add 1 second each time just to invite a little more structure. Every breath just a bit slower, just a bit more controlled, just a bit bigger. Inhaling to lengthen the spine even more. Exhaling to let the shoulders feel heavy, let the hips feel heavy. Continuing these long, sustained breaths. We'll probably explore a similar warm up every day for the next few days. Um, and then we'll see more variation in what comes after that, just a heads up. I think it's nice to start with a little bit of consistency. So let's inhale, reaching the arms up. And this time, let's make some cactus arms, right angles with both elbows, feeling the fingertips stretch, reach in every direction. Feel the shoulders heavy. Feel the length coming from the top back of the head. And see if you can feel your shoulder blades back here. See if you can feel your shoulder blades widen. See if you can feel your shoulder blades spread wide. Feel your chest spread wide. Reaching the elbows wide. Feel this length and expansiveness in the upper back, across the chest. Letting the shoulders feel heavier with every exhale and spreading the shoulder blades wide. On the next inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Left arm down, right arm comes up and over. Tilting the chin up towards the ceiling. We're stretching our obliques here. Inhale, lengthen, stretch, reach. Pressing the right knee down, pressing the right hip down. Inhale, expand, push your obliques out in every direction. Exhale, deepen, press that right knee down, press the right hip down. And reaching up and over to the other side. Stretching the left side. Inhale, lengthen, expand, press the obliques out like an inflating balloon. Exhale, deepen. Keep pressing the left hip down, press the left knee down. Coming up back to center, let's bring the left hand across the body, grabbing onto the right knee, right fingertips behind us. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning to the right, chin turns to the right. Inhaling to expand around the spine, around the torso. Exhale, deep in the twist. Just like we're turning a washcloth out to get the water out, we're twisting our body to detox. Reaching up and over to the other side. Inhale, lengthen, expand, make space. Exhale, deepen, take space. Turning the chin to the left. And coming back to center when you're ready. Flipping the wrist, fingers pointing down. You can press the palms down gently. Get curious and experimental with the angles that you're using to open up the wrists. I know that I'm on my phone so much more than I normally would be teaching during the day or in rehearsals. So I'm feeling this wrist stretch right now. Clenching the fists, roll the wrists. Let's change the direction of the circle. And then let's put our fingers pointing down again with actually the tops of our palms down. So fingers are now pointing towards us. And we can inhale to squeeze. Exhale to release and open the fingers. So inhaling to squeeze the fists like we're holding a stress ball. Exhale, relax the hands, open the fingers wide. One more time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Gently release. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Okay, and now let's do our counted breaths. So we'll do inhale, squeezing up for 4 counts. Hold the shoulders tight and hold the breath for 4 counts. And then exhale to relax the shoulders down for 4 counts, okay? So shoulders up, breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Shoulders up, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. One more time, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll the shoulders open, open the chest, open the throat. A few big shoulder rolls. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And bringing fingertips to shoulders, drawing big circles with the elbows. And full circumductions, leading with the pinky. All right, let's give ourselves a hug. Stacking right elbow over left. We can stay right here and we can relax the shoulders and take on some shoulder opening. We can also hook the arm underneath to really emphasize this outer right shoulder. We can also take equal arms if we're able to. All of these are great for upper back and shoulders. Inhaling to lift the elbows up. Exhale, pressing the hands away from the forehead. Relax the shoulders heavy. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Gently release, open wide. Switching sides, stacking left over right. Maybe we hug, maybe we hook. Maybe we bind. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, press the hands away from the forehead. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Gently release, open wide. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale down. All right, let's reach the left fingertips away from us, the left arm away from us, and the right arm can come up and over, letting the right elbow fall heavy. Let's flex the left wrist if we want, just to deepen this wrist stretch, finding length in the left middle finger. Right elbow naturally falling heavy, not pulling very hard, just letting the right elbow's natural weight open us up. Take some deep breaths here. Keep reaching this left arm away to protect the left shoulder. Keep the left shoulder engaged. And turning towards the right armpit, grabbing the top back of the head. Letting the right elbow fall heavy. Maybe stretching this left shoulder back. Maybe flexing this left wrist a bit more. And switching sides. Stretching the right arm long, reach the right fingertips away. Maybe flexing this right wrist. Left arm comes up and over. Breathing deeply, left elbow falling heavy. Turning towards the left armpit, grabbing the top back of the head. Breathing deeply, gently. Keep reaching that right wrist away to engage the right shoulder, maybe flexing the right wrist a bit more, finding more length in the right middle finger. Gently release, roll the neck. Okay. Let's come to all fours. Again, like I said yesterday, ignore the directions, do your own thing, do what feels good in your body. If you're sitting, enjoying and resting, watching this video, great. If you're dancing, great. If you just feel called to do something else, great. Just be safe. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out after our flow or send me a message right now, so that I can send you a little video or photo with ideas if you're experiencing something specific in your body and you want support with it. So let's come to all fours. You can do this sitting down if you want. And planting the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's warm up our spine in a few more ways. Inhaling to lift the hips up and back. Belly button reaching towards the floor, chest open. Notice how I'm not tossing my head back. I'm feeling that length, still reaching forward from the top back of the head. Exhale to tuck the hips under, round the spine, chin to chest. A few more of those. Let your breath guide your pace. You can also engage the palms, inhaling to pull the palms in towards the knees, engaging the chest and shoulders. Exhaling to press the palms away, keeping the chest and shoulders engaged and connected. Let your breath guide your pace. A few more. And feel free to move your spine in every direction. And let's go ahead and tuck our toes and take our first downward dog from here. So pressing the palms into the floor. You can also simply go into a child's pose, and this is such a great way to open up your hips and lengthen your spine. So you can be in a child's pose, or you can lift those hips up and back. And we'll start with bent knees so we can really lift the hips up and back, trying to make this back nice and flat, relaxing the head, shoulders in their sockets. Notice how when I bend my knees, I can stretch and lengthen even more. Checking in to make sure the base of our big toe is pressing into the floor just as much as the base of our pinky toe. Then we can start to walk it out, alternating heels on the floor, alternating bended knees. Maybe we can figure eight the hips. And we'll walk the feet in, or hop, or dance, or whatever. Inhaling to shake the head, no. Exhaling to nod the head, yes. Let's do it again. Shake the head, no. Nod the head, yes. Inhale, bending at the knees. Exhale, straighten. If your hands don't quite touch the floor yet, just putting a stack of books or a pillow right here can make a huge difference to open up your hamstrings. So just like this, pressing into something can be a great trick to build more flexibility in the backs of our legs. Inhaling to bend. Keep this pattern going at your own pace. Exhaling to straighten. Inhaling to bend. Exhaling to straighten. Inhaling to bend. Exhaling to straighten. Inhaling to bend, let's slowly roll up. Fingertips reaching towards the floor. Pressing the feet into the floor. Roll the shoulders open a few times. Okay, so let's do a few standing poses. We'll start in Tadasana, mountain pose, feet parallel. And when we have our feet parallel, let's notice we have some edges to our feet. We have the front edge where our toes are lined up. We have the outer edge. We have the inner edge. And then we have the heel. So let's make sure, I like to do my feet parallel, like hip width apart, so that my heels are right under my hips. Some people prefer to do your feet together. Both are wonderful. I wouldn't do wider than your hips. And let's make sure that all the edges of our feet are pressing down. Inner edge is pressing down, toes pressing down, outer edge is pressing down, heels pressing down. Knees slightly bent, hips relaxed. And before we do anything with our arms, feeling that length in the top back of the head. And even feeling the shoulder blades widen. So when we do palms facing front, feeling the shoulder blades widen, feeling the chest widen. Let's take a few breaths here. Feeling grounded, stable, strong, cultivating this rootedness in the earth, remembering that we come from the earth, cultivating a sense of strength, unshakable, immovable. Inhaling to reach the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. As we hinge at the hips, keep pressing the heels down. Relax the head, relax the spine. Inhale, flat back. I'm going to turn to my side. Pressing on the shins, back, top of the head, reaching forward. So don't look like this. Try to have the chin down as we reach the head forward, hips reaching back. Lowering down, bend the knees, plant the hands, hop, walk, or step into your plank. You can have a full plank like this. We can drop the knees right here. We can also move to the forearms. You can also use this as a bathroom break. Whatever plank works for you. In planks, we want to invite the work, not avoid it. So sometimes if we dip here, we end up moving the work to our arms instead of actually embracing it in our core. Lowering down, we're gonna lower down all the way to the floor actually. I'm gonna adjust my body, but you can stick where you're at. So laying on the floor, belly on the floor, we're gonna goalpost the arms. So just like we did up here, we're gonna goalpost the arms. Let's rest the left ear on the floor. I know this is hard to see. Let's slide the right hand down. So my left ear is on the floor. I'm pressing the right hand into the floor, and I'm rolling my right leg into my back space. So my left ear is on the floor. My left elbow is on the floor. I'm pressing my left shoulder into the floor as I breathe deeply. This right leg can be bent, it can be straight. Whatever feels good, get curious with your body. Keep breathing deeply, slowly. And rolling back to center. Let's do the other side. Making a right angle with the right elbow, resting the right ear on the floor, pressing the left hand into the floor, roll the left leg into your back space. Do whatever you want with that left leg. Let it be straight, let it bend. I like to press my left hip flexor forward here. Pressing the right shoulder down for another breath. Rolling back to center. This time we'll draw the hands in to each side of the chest. Reach the elbows back so that our shoulders come down. Keep the elbows close to the body rather than tilting them out. And we're gonna lift the chest. Using the strength in our back, we'll float the palms up. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Maybe lift the chest a bit more on the next inhale. Exhale, lower. Now we can actually press into the floor. As long as try to avoid sinking into the shoulders, let's press the shoulders down. Let's open the shoulders back, keeping the elbows close. Reach the elbows back as well. Pressing as much as we like. I like to wiggle my hips here. It feels so good. And on the next exhale, keep breathing. We'll gently lower down. However you want to get there, pressing into the floor, reaching the hips up and back. I'm going to move back to my side for downward dog. Reaching the hips up and back. Feel free to go into a child's pose anytime, but especially during downward dog. And lengthening the spine. Maybe the knees are bent so we can maximize this flat spine. Maybe we feel like our back is flat and so we can straighten the legs. Press the heels down. Flare the outer hips open. Pressing all the knuckles into the floor, especially the base of the thumb joint.
Yeah, so there's a guy who can connect. So I give it a class.
And this time, let's walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, back to center. Take another deep breath in. And now,
Oh,
let's heel toe the feet to open a little bit wider than our hips, maybe. And go ahead and rotate so that the toes are pointing out, the feet are pointing out. And we'll go into a wide squat. Now, something that I love to do is to put a stack of pillows under myself so that I can rest in the squat. Because we actually don't have to hold ourselves up 100% of the time. Support is so good for us. So finding something comfortable, we're gonna breathe here for a moment and trying to lengthen the spine. I like to press my elbows into my thighs so that my thighs can squeeze in and I can press out. This is called isometric work to strengthen my hips. So opening the chest, shoulders back, breathing deeply. Bringing the earth closer to my hips with these stacked pillows. And then wherever we are, seeing if we can press the feet to the floor to lift ourselves up. If we have to use our hands, that's totally cool. And let's have a careful seat at the back of our mat. So that was kind of like a sun salutation variation with a few other postures involved along the way. Let me check the time. I guess I need a clock. Let's stretch the left leg long. I'm going to turn to the side for this as well, based on some feedback I got yesterday. We'll press the right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Go ahead and flex and point this left ankle foot toes. And turning the torso to face the squared hips, walk the hands down the left leg. Find a spot where both hands can reach. Inhale, lengthen the spine, puff the chest forward. Exhale, round and fold. Keep this pattern going, inhaling to lengthen, reaching the head away from the torso. Exhaling to round and fold. Another thing we can do is to use the strength in our legs to press this left knee down. When we press that left knee down for at least 3 deep breaths, we're doing this isometric work, using our strength to build flexibility, using our strength to build mobility in our hips. Few more deep breaths. Keep pressing that left knee down. And rolling up. Let's do a Jani Shasana twist. Bringing the left arm across the body. Right arm comes up and over. Doesn't matter how far you're reaching. We're really just opening this oblique. This is so good for our lower back. You can rub your obliques if you want. Pressing this right hip down and back to the back right corner. Inhaling to lengthen, expand, push your obliques out. Exhale deep and release. Searching that right shoulder into your back space. Tilting the head up towards the ceiling. And let's switch to the other side. I'm going to change my orientation as well. Stretch the right leg long, pressing the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Flex and point the right ankle foot toes. Warming up the calves. All right, I'm bringing the torso to face front, walking the hands to a spot where both hands can reach. Inhale, lengthen the spine, keep this right foot flexed. Puff the chest forward, exhale, round the spine, release heavy. So even if we're not folding super deep, even if some of us are right here, we're really focusing on the pelvic tilt. Again, we're focusing on how can we release tension in the outer hips? How can we tilt our pelvis deeper? So it's not so much a goal to round our back, because we know we're capable of doing that. That can feel good as well. But let's focus on the hips and the tilt of the pelvis. Maybe pressing that right knee down for a few deep breaths if we haven't already, for that isometric work. And rolling up when you're ready. Right arm across the body, grabbing onto the left knee. Left arm can reach up and over. Inhale, lengthen. Expand in every direction like an inflating balloon. Left shoulder tilting into our back space. Deep breaths. Try to press that left hip down into the floor and reach it into the back left corner. Reaching the left arm up and back. Okay, let's stretch both legs long, alternate flex and point. And then let's open up for a wide straddle. I don't have a hole in my pants. Okay. We're gonna open up for a nice wide straddle. Wherever it's comfortable. Let's for now alternate flex and point. And something that I like to do every time I flex my foot, we can also lift the knee and then point the other foot. And then when we switch, flexing the foot, lifting the knee, and pointing the other foot. So I'm not sliding my heels, I'm actually just working with my hip sockets to open those up. We can flex both, lift both knees. We can drop both down and point. All right, let's engage the legs. Make sure we're flexing. We want to keep the ankles and the feet engaged so that we're protecting our Achilles, we're protecting our calves and hamstrings. And then let's just swing from side to side. Opening up the hip sockets, using some mobility here. And lengthening the spine, feeling the length in the top back of the head. We can reach the arms up and reach forward. It's okay if you want to put the hands down as well. My biggest recommendation is to grab some sofa cushions, to grab some pillows, and to place those in front of you. You can also use a bolster or something like that. And so when we do this, you're able to lean forward as if the chest is going to be the first thing to touch the floor, and we're able to rest. So I encourage you to grab a pillow, I encourage you to grab some support and find a space. Some of us might want a few pillows to be more like this. You can also lean it into yourself like this. And we're just gonna rest here in this forward fold. It's okay if you're not going super far. You gotta start somewhere. And all of our hips are shaped differently, so we actually are gonna have different flexibility just based on our skeletal structure. So not all of it is, sometimes we have to just meet our body where it's at, and that's part of the journey. But we're gonna take some deep breaths here. Wherever works for you. I'm gonna go into it myself for a few deep breaths. And I'll invite us to inhale to feel like our whole body is inflating, like our whole body is expanding like a balloon. Exhaling to feel heavy, to feel like we're sinking. A few more deep breaths. gonna keep a pillow, maybe lower the pillows down just a little bit. And gently roll up. Without using your arms, let's try to bring the legs closed. Alternate flex and point. We can scooch forward, bend the knees, plant the feet. Let's rock the knees from side to side. Massaging our outer hips into the floor. Oh, my leggings are like glowing. It's tricky. I'm gonna turn to my side. And then we can reach forward and slowly roll down to the floor. Okay, we're almost done. Let's draw both knees in. Open the knees wide. And we can stay right here, opening up the hips. We can also grab the outer edges of the feet, working to stop the ankles on top of the knees. Head resting on the floor, shoulders melting into the floor. Pressing the lower back down. Working to press the lower back into the floor. We might not reach the floor, that's okay. Breathing into these sensations. Inhale to inflate, expand, make space. Exhale to release, deepen. Again, you're welcome to stay here or come here. We're grabbing our shins. Both of these are great places to be in. And stretch the legs long. Feel free to give your body anything else it needs. Maybe some cookies, maybe some other stretches we didn't get to. Of course, there's so much more we could do. I would do 90 minutes of yoga, but Instagram only lets me do an hour at a time. So I need to prepare a little bit more for that. Once you're ready, we can move into Shavasana. Feel free to take your time wiggling and moving and doing other things. If you have any pillows, I love putting a pillow under my knees. Like this. And I'll show you another cool thing we can do in Shavasana tomorrow. For me, elevating my knees like releases, lets my lower back feel heavier into the floor. Feel free to stuff pillows under your lower back, or maybe some blankets under your lower back or mid back. Maybe putting the palms up if you're looking to feel open, putting the palms down if you're looking to feel grounded. And settling in here, Shavasana, corpse pose. A reminder that we're all dying, but we're not dead yet. In fact, we're living, and this is what that feels like. Your job here is to do no work. Not to wiggle a finger, not to hold any parts of our body tight. Relaxing the ankles. Let the knees feel heavy, let the hips feel heavy. Letting every vertebra up the spine feel heavy. Melting the shoulders into the floor. I notice just right now I'm holding my shoulders tight for some reason, so just letting them relax. Letting the jaw relax. Fingertips relax. Relaxing the eyelids, relaxing the eyebrows. even relax the forehead. Just 7 minutes of relaxation like this can totally shift the course of our nervous system today, moving us out of chronic stress, which I've been feeling, letting our body be in a place of rest and digestion, letting our blood flow at a healthier capacity, at a healthier rate. Moving us out of our trigger response, our trauma response, our chronic stress response, feeling supported by the earth, feeling supported by each other, being practicing yoga virtually. I'm sure it'll feel weird doing it by yourself in your room or with your family, but let's take 3 sighs of relief together. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Let's roll over to the right side, curling up in a ball. Find the fetal position and find a moment of comfort here. Hi. Oh wow, this part of Instagram can only see my torso. Curling up here, just like we were in the womb. This is a great position when we're feeling anxious. This is almost like a natural freeze response for our body when we're in fight, flight, or freeze mode. Sometimes we just have to pause and just do nothing for a moment. When you're ready, let's press up to a comfortable seat. And wherever you are, if you're sitting cross-legged or if you want to flop the feet out, or if you're sitting on your couch in a snuggie drinking wine, spine nice and tall, leaving the hands where they are or bringing the hands to heart center, maybe resting the hands over the heartbeat. A breath for the ancestors we bring to the space and for the indigenous people who were here before colonization. Breathing in and out. A breath to thank ourselves for our practice today. Breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support. Breathing in and out. And a breath for the intentions and well-being of everyone this community we're building together, everyone in the world, breathing in and out. The loving human in me bows down to the loving human in you. Namaste. I feel much better than I did when I woke up. So before you hop offline, I'd love some feedback. This whole virtual yoga thing is totally new to me. I feel like a baby. So send me a message. Let me know. Did I move too slow? Could you not hear me? Do you need me to change some angles? Do you want more variation? Do you want a harder class? Do you want an easier class? Did anything feel uncomfortable? Do you need modifications? I'm happy to make a few little videos for folks who are looking to problem solve how to be a part of this yoga, which sometimes requires modification. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have something specific. Send me a little video or a photo or write it up. I would love feedback, even if you have ideas on how this can be better tomorrow. I'd like to keep it up. I think I want to do it every day. And also, if you feel like you have capacity to Venmo or Cashapp a donation, all the donations raised in these virtual yoga sessions are going to go into the pockets of Providence, queer, trans, PoC families in need. Some folks have already been laid off. Some folks don't have any hours this week. And some folks are still struggling to get groceries in their house. So send me a donation on Venmo or Cash App. I believe if you go to my Facebook page, the info should be there. Just send me a message and I'll send you the info. Love y'all so much. It was great to practice with you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.